So breaking tonight, former University of Michigan head football coach Sherrone Moore is out of jail after posting bond. This comes following his arrest Wednesday night. That happened shortly after Moore was fired for allegedly having an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Our correspondent Garrett Tenney has details tonight from our Midwest Bureau.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Sherrone Banfield Moore.
Former University of Michigan football coach Sherrone Moore's fall from grace on full display this afternoon as he appeared virtually from the Washtenaw County Jail to face charges of home invasion, stalking, and breaking and entering.
Are we understood on the no contact and no go to, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
On Wednesday, school officials fired Moore for cause, terminating his $30 million contract at one of the most prestigious programs in college sports, after his executive assistant submitted evidence of a years-long affair with the coach, who is married with 3 young daughters. Prosecutors say the 32-year-old assistant ended the relationship on Monday, and that on Wednesday, after losing his job, Moore went to his former mistress's apartment, broke in, and grabbed butter knives and kitchen scissors.
And began to threaten his own life. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life.
Prosecutors say Moore eventually left when his ex-lover threatened to call the police, who also received a call from Moore's wife.
For the Pittsfield unit's reference to domestic, we just get a call from S1's wife in Ann Arbor saying that the subject is suicidal, reference losing his job today.
Both prosecutors and the university say their investigations are ongoing, and they're asking anyone with information to send it in.
I think it's a little bit disturbing, and I think it sets a really bad tone for the university.
I think it's kind of crazy. He has a wife and kids, and he did what he did.
Sherrone Moore is now out on a $25,000 bond under strict orders to continue his mental health treatments and not have any contact with his former assistant. His next court appearance will be in person on January 22nd.
What happens when talent rises faster than character? And what does it say about modern leadership when integrity becomes optional? Today, we're talking about the Sherrone Moore controversy, not to counsel a man, but to examine a much bigger problem, a problem that you and I, as men, have to deal with. The erosion of integrity in men placed in positions of power. This video is commentary about opinion based on publicly reported information. No legal conclusions are being made in this video. Again, this is about Sherrone Moore, the man, the husband, the father, and unfortunately, the cheater, the man who lacks integrity. I can talk about this, and the reason I say that is because I was once there. I was a man who lacked integrity. I was a man who reacted based on 100% of my emotions, and not integrity, and not character. So Sherrone, prayers to you, and most importantly, prayers to your wife and your kids. Now, Sherrone rose quickly in college football, respected, trusted, and eventually promoted into a leadership role at one of the biggest programs in America. Now, as a Texas ex, an alumni of the University of Texas at Austin, our upcoming football game, bowl game that is, with the Michigan Wolverines, will have a black cloud over it because of this controversy, because he has been exposed. Now, I'm holding him accountable. Yes, it takes two to tango, but him as a leader, as a father, as a coach, as a husband, should have taken drastic measures to prevent this from happening. Now, but during the Water Michigan football investigation, reports surfaced that Moore had deleted text messages connected to the scandal. Now, let's be clear here. This does not automatically prove guilt, but it does raise serious questions. And here's the key point. Integrity isn't proven when things are easy. Integrity is revealed when pressure hits. It's like a pressure cooker. The integrity, the character is being cooked. And under pressure, that's when people truly know who you are, how you respond and react to things, what you do behind closed doors when no one is looking. Deleting messages, even if legal, looks like fear, not leadership, and definitely not the leadership that God has called us as men to adhere to. Again, the real issue isn't Sherrone Moore based on this video and based on character. This isn't just about one coach. It's about a pattern we see everywhere in men. Men protecting careers instead of principles. Silence instead of accountability. Image management replacing moral clarity. We see it in sports, in business, politics, in everyday life. In households, millions of households across this country and the world. We've created a culture where don't get caught matters more than doing what's right. Now, integrity in men matters. It's very important. Men are still disproportionately in leadership roles. That comes with responsibility. That comes with accountability. When men avoid truth, they hide evidence, they deflect blame, it becomes a melting pot for the culture of toxic men to seemingly have the advantage over men with integrity only for a short period of time. Because just like in this situation, you will be exposed. The truth will eventually come to the light. Now, in these scenarios, these men who lack integrity, they teach younger men that success excuses dishonesty. And that's dangerous. Because skills can win games, but character sustains a legacy. Now, we talked about that. Let's talk about exactly what true integrity and character looks like. The only perfect one is God Himself, Jesus Christ. Integrity is not perfection. Integrity is owning your mistakes, facing the consequences, telling the truth when it costs you. A man of integrity says, if I'm wrong, I'll stand on it. It's not, how do I make this disappear? It's not forcing yourself, in the case of Sherrone Moore, forcing yourself in your mistress's apartment and threatening to end your life. It's not acting like a coward and screaming and deflecting the blame. Even more so, blaming someone else for your issues. You see, this is not Sherrone's first rodeo. He just got caught. He was exposed. And I'm sure there's several other women and families that have been broken up and destroyed by his actions. Now, whether Sherrone Moore is ultimately cleared of this, that's not the point. The real question here is, what kind of men are we rewarding? Because when integrity becomes optional, collapse is inevitable in sports, in leadership, in society, in the household. We as men have to do better, and I'm talking to myself as well. We allow our emotions, or lack thereof, dictate our lifestyles, our poor choices in the moment. We must stand up for what is right. and hold ourselves accountable and be okay with not being perfect. Be okay with enjoying the process, the sanctification. Be okay with growing, renewing our minds on a daily basis as best as we can. Now, if you believe character still matters, hit like. If you think men in power needs higher standards, subscribe. Comment below. Do you think integrity is dying or just being exposed? Let me know what you think specifically about the Sherrone Moore controversy in the situation. He's destroyed his family, he's destroyed his legacy, and there's a lot of growth that needs to be done inside of him. Not surface level, but he needs to dig deep and truly figure out who he is and the type of man that he wants to become going forward. Thank you guys for your support. God bless.